Hey guys, it's Jules. Just gonna add a bit of value. This is this week's video. It's a Sunday. I guess every week I'll upload a video or maybe more. But first thing I want to say is about money. So what you got to understand is the 2 E's of money manifestation. That is energy and effort. Okay, but the thing is, energy is more important than effort, because when you reach a certain level of energy, or consciousness, or state of mind, you could say, or mindset, there's different words for the same thing. They all point towards the same thing, which is just what you are, what you be, and then you'll do the things, and then you'll have the things. So basically, so the first thing is energy, and so energy and effort, right? But energy is the most important, because once you have a certain amount of energy, or you have that level of energy, you'll be so healthy mentally that you'll want to actually take the action. And you can't not take the action, because awareness alone is curative, meaning, as Leo Guru says, meaning that when you raise your consciousness and reach a certain level of, once you meditate and you raise your awareness and you put your awareness on something such as bad eating or bad habits or not taking action or procrastination or complacency or laziness or anything that's negative, the awareness will cure it just alone. And you'll just start taking action. You'll dissolve those habits, and you'll swap them, and you'll stop them, and you'll replace them. So if you want to make money, you need energy and effort. Now the first thing is, what you want to do is you want to get to a point, just make plans on what action you're going to take. But before you are at a place, so the first thing is raise your energy. How do you do that? You meditate. Meditation is not just this thing that some yogis do. It's the key to life, okay? Because, what is that? Got a little fluff. It's the key to life, right? So what would the door be? Okay? The door is meditation. So the key... Okay, hold on. I'm fucking up here. Basically, meditate. Okay, so what is meditation? Meditation is your acknowledgement of life. Life is now. It's always now. So acknowledging, putting your attention on life will give you more life, because money is a state of consciousness. Money is a certain level of energetic development. Okay, you'll attract that which you are, and when you feel like you've got all the right beliefs around money, and you're going to get it, and you're full of abundance, which is one of the benefits or pros of meditation, is you become abundant. So you feel infinitely abundant. You feel like abundant to a degree, and then once you reach God, or like enlightenment, full-blown enlightenment, you'll be infinitely abundant, and you'll have infinite of all the greatest qualities that a man can have. You'll be infinite in, look, taking action is still hard, but the thing is, you don't suffer. It's hard, it's difficult, challenges, life is difficult. It's full of challenges, but you don't suffer when you meditate. What happens is you no longer have negative desires, you have wholesome desires. You have a desire to raise your consciousness, you have a desire to raise the consciousness of others, which means loving them, which means being kind. If kindness doesn't work, try more kindness. It means, basically, I'm kind of all over the shop right now, but with this talk, but basically what I want to say is, you can achieve anything, okay? And if you want money, you need the 2 E's, energy and effort. So how you raise your energy is through meditation. You got to understand what meditation is. You need enough theory to get you past all theory, okay? So you need enough understanding of meditation. It's going to take you beyond the mind, okay? Because you understand reality. Real thinkers don't think, and you understand reality through no minds, not minds. You understand yourself and reality through no minds. You don't understand yourself and reality through no minds. Through mind, sorry. So it's all about not thinking, okay? But the thing is, you'll naturally think positively. You'll have better will, stronger will. You'll be more disciplined. It's the pain of discipline, the pain of regret, right? But the thing is, you won't regret when you meditate, because you'll be learning from your experiences, and you'll be more positive. You'll have a positive outlook, big picture thinking. You'll have big picture thinking. You'll have a positive perspective on life, which will make you want to actually take the action. As I said, anything that's negative, put your attention on it and awareness, and then one day you'll just be like, why the fuck am I doing this? Why the fuck am I putting money? Why am I watching so much porn? Why am I eating so unhealthily? Why aren't I going to the gym? You'll stop the things you need to stop, and you'll start the things you need to start. So also it'll give you wisdom. So you'll be able to talk about pretty much anything with almost knowing nothing about it. So if you just have a basic fundamental understanding, which is the best understanding, because then you build everything on top of that. So for example, let's talk about science. I don't know that much about science, right? But I can talk about it. I can understand that it's a paradigm of thinking. I can understand that it's a collection of beliefs that people say are true. When on the core, if you understand spirituality at its core, you can understand everything at its core. And I'll give you an example. So science, I know that one thing we know is that we know nothing. And we have all these beliefs. And science is just a collection of those beliefs. It's like a religion. Science is pretty much a religion. But it's not that religions are good or bad. I mean, look, they have good and bad aspects. So the good thing about them is they're all talking about the same thing. They're talking about the same truth, in my opinion. The bad thing, which is just, God, love, presence, divine orchestration of manifestation. But the bad thing is they fill your mind with beliefs, and the more you add, the less you have. So less is more. Less is more. You want to have less thoughts, use less words, have less actions, and just be focused, basically. Don't be scattered, don't be distracted, anyway, but science, so science is you get caught in scientific thinking, which is if you read a book, like a psychology textbook, there's a lot to learn there, but if you read it too much and you don't read it from a place of presence, or you're not cautious about it, you'll start to adopt all their ways of thinking. And you can adopt their way of thinking without reading everything that they've written. Once I was reading this psychology book, and then after 10 minutes, my mind was running like crazy, because not only negative thoughts are bad for on level of the ego, positive thoughts are even, look, there's positive spiritual thoughts, which are the most powerful, which just help you in every domain of life. And they happen very quickly, and they replace the negative thoughts. But then there's there's thoughts, and then there's thinking. So thoughts is basically where it just comes and it goes, or it comes and it's a positive one and it stays and it sits in your subconscious. But then there's thinking, and this is the issue. There's nothing wrong with thinking in thoughts. What's wrong is thinking in thinking. So you can follow a stream of thought if you're writing a book or something, like Eckhart Tolle didn't. So it's different. There's wholesome and then unwholesome kind of actions you can take. So thoughts, words, and actions. But the tongue has the power of life or death, as they say in the Bible, which is super true. It also says, this is a good one. It also says, because of your faith, it will happen. So believe in. Because of your faith, it will happen. You will achieve whatever you want to achieve, because there's a solution to every problem. And if you don't keep creating problems in your mind, you'll solve them, rationally So, you'll solve them rationally. Just on the level of whatever that problem is. What was I saying? Fuck, I get distracted. This is the thing, because what happens with my mind is I say one thing, it reminds me of another, and then I go on to that, and then that reminds me of another, and I go on to that. I need to get good at, that's what I was going to say, I remember now. Anyway, but your memory gets better with meditation as well. But what you need to know is, it's better to go deep. It's better to start shallow and then go deep. Obviously, you can construct a sentence and a monologue in whatever way you want, but Anyway, but I was talking about thoughts and thinking. Yeah, when you get caught in thinking, that's where issues happen. Like you get taken away and you start to think about one thing and you lose the present moment. And then you're unconscious. And then the devil wins. And then your ego grows. And then the darkness grows. And then the restlessness, anxiety, depression, all that negative shit comes. Because all negativity comes from overthinking. And overthinking comes from thought connected to thought connected to thought. If you're going to think, as Eckhart says, become present. Think about what you need to do. And then once you're done, bring it back to presence. So the thing is, there's like 3 states, right? It's a spectrum. So on one end you have presence, which can go infinite. They can both go infinite. On the other end you have ego or thinking, non-presence. And yeah, so basically they're both infinite. But you're somewhere on this spectrum according to how present you are. So you're kind of a combination of fast thoughts, slow thoughts, and no thought. So basically, fast thoughts, a fast mind is sick, okay, is sick, okay, a slow mind is sound, a still mind's divine. And you're kind of a combination of how much you think and how much you don't think. And you're kind of like the point on the spectrum. Yeah, so yeah, you're on the spectrum at the point of how much you think. But it's always best to not think, and you can go too far in either direction. So it is about moderation, but it depends what your goals are. If you're just like a Buddhist monk and you're just in the Himalayas and you just want to meditate, you can go as far. And the thing is, you'll be doing wonders for the world, because you'll be like a frequency holder, as Eckhart calls them. And you'll be maintaining the frequency of the world. And then when you go to different countries, you'll be helping them as well. And so you do a lot of good. But if you want to live a more materialistic life, like me and my mate do, we want to become enlightened, but we also want to be like business people. You need to think. Business-wise, you need to think a lot. But you don't have to think as much if your consciousness is already high. Because the higher your consciousness, it's like one's good and one's bad. Consciousness is good, ego is bad. But a mixture is what will happen when you start to meditate. You'll start to become more conscious. And there's like, I keep going back to like what I want to say, and then there's just a lot going on. There's a lot going on in my head, but at the same time I'm pretty present. So I'm not like anxious or anything. There's just a lot of productive, kind of necessary, helpful, useful thoughts that I need to kind of express. Yeah, so hello, puppy. Alright, let's make this a 15-minute video. I'll stop it there. Alright, let's just think. Yeah, so thinking and thinking. So once you get caught in thinking and you start, okay. So you need to think a lot. But what happens when you raise your consciousness is your thoughts are more efficient. So what happens is, in 10 seconds, you can think your whole business plan, you can think the whole vision for your business, and see it all in like 10 seconds, or like less, like in a few seconds. You can just have this vision that comes to you. But if you're like at a low state of consciousness, when you go to think, like you just get pulled into more, it'll just become inaccurate, it'll become messy, it'll become charged with fears. It'll just be not good. And in 10 seconds or 1 second, you'll just go down. You won't see things very clearly. And this is the thing, bro. People think it's all about thinking to manifest. It's all about letting go and letting in. I'm giving so much value. This is good. But there's an infinite amount of value out there. So, just find the people who are like great channelers of wisdom and just absorb their content. You just find the most conscious people, find the best and leave the rest. So if you find people who are billionaires and you want to be like them, they're living your dream life, they got your dream car, they got their dream girl, they got, the dream lifestyle that you want, just like absorb their content, but be careful what you wish for, because you will probably get it. You will get it if you want it. If you really want it and you're willing to put in the work, the effort of the part 2 equation of success, or success, we'll say that, materialistic success. yeah, you will get it. So be careful what you wish for. Take your time to really find what you want out of life. Like to come up with a vision of your life, what you really want. And take your time, take your fucking time. You'll get there. You've got enough time. I don't care how old you are, you've got enough time. The thing is, enlightenment comes to, I've heard different timelines for how long it takes people to become enlightened, but the general thing is about 5 to 10 years. Some people it takes 4 years. Some people it takes way longer, like with me. Like, I believe I got ADHD, but I don't let that stop me from meditating. Most people that I talk to with, like, when I'm talking to them about meditation, like, a lot of them say, like, oh, I got ADHD, or I don't have time for that. Like, there's all these beliefs around, like, if you want it, you'll make time for it. Like, the thing is, like, they're like, I don't have time for it, but they don't understand what it is. It's putting your attention on the present moment. This is the thing. So, for example, driving. People go, oh, I can't meditate while I drive. That's super dangerous. It's like, well, look, it depends what meditation you're doing. If you're going to close your eyes and feel the inner body, like, no, don't fucking do that. That doesn't mean you can't meditate. That just means you can't do that type of meditation. But if someone were to say, should you be mindful and present when you drive? They'd go, yes, definitely. It's funny. Because that's meditation. So just be attentive to whatever you're doing. And it goes fast. Just, you got to be patient though. It'll come in its own time. There's going to be times when you're like, fuck, I just want it now. I just want it now. And the best thing you can do is give yourself the present moment now. And then all those present moments will add up. A good one is to slow down. That'll accelerate your presence. It's like a slinky. Like, if there's two slinkies, like same size, but one's stretched and one's collected together, the slower you go, like this slinky that's collected together with more rungs, the slower you go, the more opportunity you get to be present. So you have the same amount of time. If you have 2 people and one person moving slow for a year and one person moving fast for a year, the person who moves slow for a year will go way further. So you actually buy more time. And also, a busy mind accelerates the perceived passage of time, so buy yourself more time by cultivating a peace of mind. So if you didn't catch that, just basically, the more peaceful you are, the more time you get. But also, life goes really fast, so it doesn't matter what happens, it's going to go like that. So if it goes like that, wouldn't you want to live the best life you can out of that? And if it's like that, then it doesn't matter what effort you put in, like, it'll go so fast. It's not like I can't be fucked. It's like, bro, I don't have time. It's now or never. But obviously there's an exception to that, but I won't go into that. It's pretty simple, but you can probably figure it out on your own, without me going into it. 18 minutes, shit, okay, I gotta close this. Alright, I hope you enjoyed. I hope I added some value. There's so much more where this came from, bro. I can talk about this shit for fucking ever, and then some. So anyway, have a good one, guys. Look after yourselves. Keep meditating, keep raising your consciousness, keep loving people, trust in God, trust the process. You got this in the bag. All right, peace. See you guys.